Good evening. Welcome to my channel. My name is Cheryl, and I run a small handmade business called Hag-a-needle Handmade Creation. In the next clips that I'm going to show you, um, I'm setting up my tables, putting on the table covers, and then I show my friend's booth. I give a tour of hers, and I give a tour of mine. And then later I looked down one hallway, down the other, but that's just one hallway, and then it went off into another two hallways. I really didn't get a chance to take my camera and walk. One, I'm still trying to get comfortable with doing that. And two, it did start to get pretty busy, like a lot of people in there. So I'm going to cut off here, and then you watch the clips, and then I'm going to come back and give you my feelings on how everything went. Hey everybody, today is setup day. We just got everything moved in, and we're getting ready to set our tables up. I'll have to give it to you in fast mode without sound because they're playing a lot of music here, so stay tuned. Okay, just a little update. I've only had 2 customers, but it's only 10 o'clock. So we've been going for an hour, and that's not bad. I've made back my booth rent, and there's still more people coming in. So more. I haven't had a sit-down video in quite some time. This is kind of nice. Let me just give you a recap. Friday night, we went and took all of our stuff and set up. It was 86 degrees out that day. Oh my gosh. By the time we got, I think with both me and my friend, it took us only 3 trips, which was really good because I have a wagon and I have a little dolly. That little dolly is okay. It's not real good with tables, but it did it. So by the time we got it set up, we were both just beat. Saturday morning, I got there about 8:15. The thing starts at 9. We were set up and ready to go. Uh, I got two customers pretty early, and the funny story with that one is I have a Facebook page that I put my business stuff, and my friends share it for me. One of my friends shared something that I had made, and his friend bought it. So she then liked my page. So after that, when she seen I had posted in there, I was coming to this market. And so she came, and she was my first customer, and she bought two items from me. So I thought that was really cool that someone, actually seen you were going to be there and wanted to come see what else you had to offer. Because I probably don't have everything offered on that page that I make. Um, so she bought a key fob and one of my coin purses, and then I sold my mushroom. It was a green bag with mushrooms on it, the wristlet zipper pouch, and then I sold a mushroom, and it was a tan one, the box bottom zipper pouch. I sold a bow cozy and a cell phone crossbody holder and another coin purse. Um, The entry fee for this was $40, which that's really not bad. I mean, I made my entry fee back, but I ended up making $66. Not very good. Not very good at all. And I bought some stuff from another vendor because I couldn't pass it up. So I spent $20. So what did I make? 66 minus 40. I made $6. Isn't that pretty? That's what I bought from her. And can you see the picture in the background? That like sunflower picture. I bought that. Ooh, she had marked that picture down to $15. I'm like, you're crazy. Well, I'm not sure what people call craft fairs anymore. If you call them a craft fair or you call them markets, is there a difference? I'll Google it. I'm going to call this a market because um, it was a combination of, I don't want to say junk, maybe antiques, and there was some junk there, uh, and crafters. So it was a combination. When people came, they were expecting uh, low prices. So let me go over the pros of this. The pro was, I feel like it was very organized. Um, Someone's texting. um, we got an email. It told you exactly what you needed to do. When you get there, park in the parking lot and not up by the door to unload yet. You go to the parking lot first. You come inside. You find the event manager, and which that was a little bit of a chore. She's a fast one. And then she took us right to our spot. She put me and my friend together. We had requested if we could be, at least somewhere close, and she had us right together, which I thought was, not many events will accommodate you like that, and she did. She took us to our spots. They were marked off, and this is something that I do like because a lot of places do not do this. When they mark off, we both had a 10 by 10 area. Most places, when they mark off, they will mark here and here. Like here starts your 10 foot, and here would start hers. She did not do that. She left probably 4 feet in between so that everyone could have aisles instead of being bunched together, which I thought was fantastic. I really liked how she did that. The email that she had sent was very explanatory. Um, so once we found our spots, we could move our cars to the fire lane and unload, which where we were at on the back side of the mall was closer for us. And she's like, yeah, go park back there, which was great because it was a lot closer and we didn't have to walk through crowds of people setting up. It was just like we came down a hallway, turned, and we were basically right there. So that was great that we could do that. And then it even explained, what for the day of the event, do not park in the main parking lot. You're to park behind the mall. I mean, the email was great. I think it's the first time I've ever, in all the years I've ever been to events, that I've gotten such a good explanation on what you're supposed to do. So I really liked that. Also, the advertising on this was really, really, really good. She has a Facebook page for her business, and it has like 15,000 followers. And she's constantly doing live videos and just sharing everything that's going on at this place because, first of all, it's a mall. And it's not, don't think of like this great big huge mall. It's a tiny little mall, but it's still open, which is something because most of our malls around here are closed. But she walks around and videos people's stuff and talks about it, and sometimes she'll grab a vendor and talk to them, although she didn't talk to us. But she does do really good advertising. I happened to see that the town where this was from, their town page, also advertised it. So I felt like she did really good advertising. It does run a winter farmers market, which that was, I don't know if it was every Thursday, I think. And so the last one is this Thursday. And then from there on out, it will just be every third Saturday of the month for, I need to look up and see what this is called. Okay, it was called the Spring Garden Spring Garden and Junk Jamboree, and it was for like flea market items, junk, crafts, collectibles, small businesses, direct sales, and so on. So it wasn't, that's why I'm calling it a market instead of a craft fair. In my opinion, craft fairs are crafters only. And that's kind of what I would rather be doing is craft fairs. And I've done these types before, and I've really never done very well because people are expecting something different. Another pro with it was there were a lot of people there. It was pretty, they seemed to be coming in waves. Like there'd be quite a few people and then it would slack off. I thought maybe around 1 o'clock, it would clear out, but they kept coming up to the very end. I started packing up probably about 20 minutes early, and right mid pack there was another crew that came by, and I felt bad for doing that, but I think I was one of those people who was disappointed in not doing very well, and I worked really, really hard to get stuff done. um I only go, let's see, where do I start with this? I've been crafting since I started crocheting when I was 10, but actually getting into it, I was probably in my late 20s. And probably in my 30s is when I started going to craft fairs, and it was with my mom. And we did quite a few through the summer. And then we kind of got out of and then I started going with another friend, and we did quite a few. And then me and my mom always did a Christmas one that was 3 weeks long, every Friday, Saturday, Sunday for 3 weeks. And we did that for several years until they way up their prices. And then we quit doing that. So I've been doing craft fairs for a very long time. Um, the last probably 5 years or so, I only do one a year. And this year, when I was sitting down making out my goals for the year, is when I decided I wanted to get into more craft fairs. Online sales is a hit and miss. It did really well on Amazon, and the starting the first of the year, it's tanked. Um, this month, though, is there's been an uptick, but I really wanted to get my items out into the public again. I do enjoy craft fairs. I do not enjoy the setup or the breakdown. Uh, really plays a toll on your body, and standing all day. I'm not used to that, and that was really hard. But anyways, so this year my goal was I wanted to be in 3 craft fairs so I can mark one off. I'm scheduled to do this one again in May, so I can mark that off. And then I have my one I do in October. And I might try to add some more, but I think I'm going to specifically look for craft fairs. Another pro of it was the entry fee for it is very low. The more for this spring garden, it's actually called a third Saturday flea market. For this, I think it runs from last weekend, the third Saturday in March is when it starts, and then it's every third Saturday of the month. I think that runs through September. So the more that you sign up for, the less it is. So if I would have signed up for all 7 of them, it probably would have only been around $25 every time. But I was a little leery about it because, I've never been before to this particular event. Although I know she puts these on all the time, and I they must do pretty good, the people who are there, or they wouldn't be coming back all the time. Now, here's the thing. There is a farmer's market that she did do, and that also includes your crafters and your junkers and your antiquers. They can come also. So basically what that means is she's got a good rapport with these people, and kind of advertises them a little bit more than others, I should say. So yeah, there's return vendors that they have to do good, or I don't know why you would return. And some of these people, the amount of stuff they have, I would not want to carry all that in. Not at all. There were people with trailers, and I'm like, oh gosh, no, I could never do that. The only way I could do it with a trailer is if you came in the trailer and bought it. I would not want to. The amount of tables they had, nope, can't do it. Okay, the cons of it, which I've thrown in there with the pros. Um, the cons would be, well, very, very low sales. But I think you're going to have that. I kept the positive attitude, even though I came out of that basically making $26. Um, it was a learning experience for me. Again, I feel like every single time you have a setup, it's a learning experience. And something I did learn was I don't like my setup. I am basically a bag maker, and maybe some other little, I have some crocheted items and smaller items. But when I got home, I started Googling craft fair setups, And I found this setup, and I'll put it somewhere. And in the meantime, was it today or was it yesterday? I guess when my video went out, it might have been this morning, one of my subscribers said, hey, I want to show you a picture of a setup that I think would work for you. And it was the same exact one. I'm like, whoo, great minds think alike. But I think with every craft fair that you go to, you always find something that you want to change. For one, the 8-foot table that I have, it feels like it weighs 500 pounds, which it doesn't. I think it weighs 35. But for me, it's very heavy. I've got a really bad back. And even though I brought it in on a dolly, it's still lifting it in my car, taking it out of my car, lifting it back, like that. So I I feel like I learned from this setup with what I make. And I'm going to purchase another shelf, which the link to that shelf will be in the description of this video, or also in the comments of my video, the pinned comments. If you're watching this on a TV, you'll have to either go to your computer, iPad, tablet, or your phone, look for my video and find the links to it, because you can't click on the link on your TV. At least I don't think you can. I've never been able to. But I really like this shelf. It collapses up, and I tucked it under my arm and carried it in, and it was just great. It didn't hurt my back at all. So it's not like super duper light, but it was not like carrying a table. So I think I have a whole new setup, and that was one of, am I on the pros or the cons? Because that's a pro. Now I need to rewind this video because I way got off track. I'm sorry. I got off track with that, and I do apologize. But I feel like you need, for every con, I think you need to throw in a positive. The second con would be the vendor that was beside, not my friend. She's a great vendor beside me, but the one that was to my left. She was a wellness something something or another, and I don't know if in the clip where I show down the hallway, if you can see where her table was at. Her table was at the very front of your 10-foot space, one table, and she stood in front of the table, and I felt like she was very pushy. I mean, she was. She came over to my mom and said, hey, would you like a wellness check? And my mom's like, no, no, not really. And she somehow talked my mom into it. And then, which I didn't really care for this because I don't know what's in this that she put on my mom, but it's some kind of patch. And then they do the strength tests with you, and it's supposed to keep you from falling over, whatever. But, my mom's got heart conditions and diabetic, and I did not know. I was not real happy about that. I mean, my mom could have told her where to go on her own, but when I was watching her interact with customers, I just didn't appreciate the way she was almost, she wasn't grabbing people and pulling them over, but it was almost like that. I guess because I'm not a pushy person, and that's, if I'm walking by your booth and you automatically start trying to sell me, I'm gone. Just let me walk in and look at your booth and just say, hey, how are you doing? And then, like that. Why are people so pushy? I mean, yes, I want to sell something, but I don't want to be pushed into having to buy something. when I stand behind my table. I do sit sometimes too, but when someone walks up, I usually stand up. Um, but when they walk in, I let them browse for a second. I say, "Hey, how are you doing today?" And they're usually fine, and then they'll pick something up, and I let them ask me something, because I'm not going to say, "Well, blah blah blah," and it's only this much money. I mean, I don't. It's like car dealers when you go there and you can't even look at a car with them flocking on you and wanting to give you the, oh, we're just mark this down $2,000. Yeah, whatever. Just let me shop and leave me alone. But there's pushy and there's talking to people. I want to be talked to like a human. Don't try to sell on me. If you talk to me like a human, I'm going to stand there for quite some time and probably buy something. Is this making sense to anybody? But the lady beside me really aggravated me, and my mom finally got uh, fed up with her. And the lady actually, before the event was over, came over to my mom and wanted her name and her phone number. And I looked at my mom and I'm like, mm-mm, don't you dare give her your phone number. So my mom did not. She just told her flat out no. And so the lady said, "Well, can I give you a card?" And my mom took it. So that's, I don't know. Wasn't I feel like that should be addressed with the pushiness of the one lady, and I don't want to be beside her again. So that's another con. I think it's important that you interact with your fellow vendors, around you. And of course, on one side was my friend, and I interacted with another one that I bought my stuff from. Super sweet lady, had her arm in a sling. I felt so sorry. I don't even know how she got set up, but she was really nice. And there was a guy across from us that sold birdhouses that he made. Really cool designs that he did. He almost sold out, actually. He had them sitting on the floor and tiered up on the table. And when we were done, almost done, all he had was several of them on a table. So he did really well with his birdhouses. Of course, it's that time of year too. But I think one other con was, and this is petty, but I'm not a regular at this flea market, and I feel like we got passed over, because in watching the recaps of her videos that she was putting out, we we got passed. Like, she would be walking down video and walk past us and then stop basically at her regulars. I feel like if you're going to do that, you need to stop at everyone's, even new people, because then that could get you coming back too. But that's a petty one, I know. So to get near the end of this video, um, I I just want to say that I felt really positive all day long. I didn't want to get in that negative headspace, even though probably some of this that I said was negative. In my opinion, this was our first time going to this event. This was the first event for the year for this place. Well, their first Saturday event, I should say. Their farmers markets are on Thursdays. It was the first weekend that was so beautiful. Uh, Friday was what, 86? Saturday was 88, sunny, beautiful. So that surprised me that people actually came in because it was so nice out. And there was a lot of good foot traffic. But since I've already paid for the next event that they're having, which I didn't sign up for April, which I could have, because I had high expectations I was going to sell out and not have time to make more. But I booked for May, the third weekend in May. I'm going to give it one more try. If that doesn't work out, then I'll probably wait till August, September to find one, because I don't like doing them in the hot of the weather, which August and September is, but I don't like doing them in the summertime. There's too much going on in the summertime for me to be able to do them. But all in all, I felt very positive about it. I think she did a great job putting it on. I just wish I could have sold more, but who doesn't? I mean, I think my problem is the one that I go to in October last year, I made almost $800. And for some of you, that doesn't sound like very much, but that is a lot for our area. We live in a small area, and that's a lot. Like when you watch some of these YouTube videos, I made $3,000 at an event. They're going to big cities, and I can go to a big city, but the biggest city from me would be St. Louis, and it's like an hour and a half, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to drive an hour and a half, especially if they start at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm not a morning person. So anyways, all in all, it wasn't too bad. I wish I had made more. I'm going to give it one more try because I can always sign up for more events now. She still has room for me to sign up for the rest of the season if I want to. So we'll see how May goes, and I can decide from there. Okay, before I end this video, I just want to add a little tidbit. For those of you going to craft fairs or markets, just stay positive, even if you don't make anything. I have been to those before. You just have to stay positive and just keep trying. That's all you can do is keep trying. I think my advice would be to maybe look for craft fairs only. I think in my opinion, over the years of doing craft fairs and then the combined one like this, is I do better at craft fairs than I do the combined. So just stay positive. That's all you can do. You're going to learn something from it. I sure did. I learned a lot from it, and that's okay. You just keep trying. So I'm going to end the video now. If you could do me a favor and like the video, subscribe. I do post a video every Sunday, sometimes early, sometimes, oops, it's later. But I do post one every Sunday. I do have a private Facebook group that I've been swiping off. They've been little busy bees in there today. We have a great time in there. It's all friendly. I'm just want to support other people. Even if you're not a maker, you can join the group. We're going to have Mondays where you get to share what you make, and somebody in the group can purchase if they'd like. So if you're not a maker or anything, you can still join the group. It's still fun. We have a great time. So I'm going to end the video now, and I will see you all next week.